I have a wholesome podium for probably one of the most wholesome races, the Canadian GP.
Let's do it.
All right. So my P3, Yuki doing a post-race flip into the river. It was an unbelievable front flip. One of his team members is leaving for another team on the grid. It was a whole celebration of throwing him into the river. And then you just see Yuki yeeting himself full front flip into the river. Incredible celebration. Very impressed.
Yeah, I was impressed with the flip, and then I also thought his social media posts, like sending off his, like he said, like he'd become close friends, and like it really was wholesome. I approve. I don't know how you're going to top this if that's your P3.
Yeah, there was just wholesome enough. Wait till I get to P1 because that's where we get to the story of all of this. Okay, and my P2, the lumberjack version of Valtteri, and this combines his helmet, which has an incredible design of groundhogs, beavers, an actual cartoon of him dressed as a lumberjack in full-on blue plaid, but the cherry on top of it all, because it's Gridwalk's favorite, Alfa Romeo then sold the plaid blue that he's wearing on his hat as VB Canadian GP merch.
Valtteri Bottas in his post-Mercedes era is just like, what can I monetize? I don't know if I would describe that as wholesome, but I liked it a lot.
Like the little groundhogs and the beavers are so cute. It's all the cartoon drawings, and then being able to turn it into merch. They're just.
I think you're forgetting Valtteri and beavers, and
right. No, I'm talking but the design itself, ignoring. I'm talking literally design itself.
All right, we can agree to disagree. It's fine. What is your P1?
Beavers. And, okay. My P1, Alex Albon pets celebrating Alex all weekend.
That's a really good choice. I love that account, and it is incredibly wholesome.
Alex Albon has an Instagram account for his, I think he has like 12 cats, like 4 dogs. There's a recent episode of Gridwalk where I talk about an update of how many pets he has or something. And throughout the entire weekend, the pets, someone was posting updates of the pets watching Alex all weekend.
Are Mercedes quotes that got me so hyped up for the rest of this season. We're coming off a whole segment where we talk about how bad things are. These are things that got me jumping up and down, ready to go. Let's do this. Yeah. This is the Hope Alarm Podium.
Incredible. I'm all for it. Let's go.
Okay. P3, 2 more upgrades. And they're both coming before summer break. We have 4 races left. We know the big one is coming at Silverstone, and then we have 1 more, and they're both supposed to be significant upgrades to the Mercedes car.
Toto just dropping that, there you go. Here you go.
P2, Silverstone. Toto was asked, if I say you're going to win a race this year, what circuit would that be on by Viva Play after the race? And he just said, Silverstone. Yes, please.
I can't. That just gets me kind of amped at all. Just also hearing an answer to the question when it could have just been we don't know and we will see. Some workaround answer, but giving any sort of answer. And of course, I'm still in that brain. We've picked Max as P1 for every single race for every prediction. And again,
as we should.
As right. Don't worry. I'm not suddenly changing that anytime
Silverstone.
Soon. Stop!
P1. Lewis, it's hammer time. I can't believe they didn't play it over the live feed. It's actually shocking to me that it didn't happen. But for the first time in about 1.5 years, we got it. It's hammer time.
The universe is healing. It feels right. It feels like a right thing to say. It should always make sense and be relevant on a Lewis Hamilton radio. Thank
Nicole,
goodness.
silver time. I'm sorry, I combined them together. Nicole, Silverstone. Just Silverstone.
I can't. I'm so nervous. I'm hiding behind baby Lewis and I am scared but so excited. P3, shady, sassy, silly, spicy moment of the weekend. The George Russell, Daniel Ricciardo flipping off of the bird exchange. Due to video evidence now being provided, George started this whole thing.
I just appreciate that you can tell that George got out of the car and was thinking about this joke he was going to say to a media member the entire way there. He was like, you know what? I had this interaction. It's going to be funny. It's going to get clipped out. And he was like, and I'm going to say it this way to this presenter. Like, I thought it was fantastic.
Yes, it's so great. George quoted of an Australian fan was loose in the paddock and, flipped a finger at me. And then you'd see George, the footage is great. Literally, Danny Rick on the pit wall, George in the car, George, you just see a little glove, and then Danny Rick does it right back. So, P2, Pierre behind Carlos in the driver's parade.
That was a lot of talk from someone who got 2 impeding penalties the week before.
Unbelievable. But, you make a big enough stink, and there was so much impeding going on just all weekend that and the line of the steward's office was crazy. But the fact that Alpine then posted a picture of Pierre with Carlos in front of him saying, oh, I think we need another grid penalty. Like, I can't believe this. It's
Pot kettle.
Unbelievable. And just being able
to
turn around and turn it into a joke so fast, I appreciate the good content.
Agreed.
And I can't believe I even for a second thought of changing this from P1 because it is potentially my new favorite GIF moment of the entire weekend. P1 moment, Toto impersonating Alonso steering the wheel. Oh my goodness. The unbelievable moving hands back and forth and just we don't need to go into the entire situation of the entire thing because it all just ends with a very, very silly, incredible video of Toto memeingly driving a car, and it is exactly what Alonso looked like. And those are my shady moments of the weekend.
Well, we can't have a Canadian GP without animals. So I brought a podium of animal moments of the weekend because there were enough stellar animal-related moments to actually make a fantastic podium. So much so that I have an honorable mention. And the honorable mention is a callback to something you said earlier, which is Valtteri's helmet.
Very candid.
It was a good design. P3, groundhogs during FP1. The fact that FP1 didn't happen and then poor commentators just had to resort to talking about groundhogs for extended periods of time and going to different shots of them all over the track and explaining, there's another one at turn 9. And normally they'll just one-off mention it, and they were forced to give a whole dissertation about groundhogs because they needed to fill the time.
The incorporation of the groundhogs in the F1 graphics and then also having any groundhog have like a name card come up. I'm just like, there is a professional with F1 that was instructed to be like, the groundhog needs a name, the groundhog needs an identity and a whole persona. I love it. Incredible.
I really, sidebar, was very impressed with the F1 TV crew for the fact that they were able to fill the entire broadcast time of FP1 with nothing going on and no updates. And they were just able to talk. And that's a skill. I was really impressed. But moving on, P2. Max Verstappen went on a safari. Not only was there a bird in his brake duct, There's this fantastic video of him being asked about it and then going through every animal he saw during his race. Oh yeah, there was a groundhog at this turn. There were a couple other birds at different moments. It's about a 30-second video of Max just talking about all the animals he interacted because he didn't come across any competitive cars.
He probably saw another one of those animals when he went over that curb.
Right. And P1, you might be saying, how is Max getting a bird stuck in his car not the best animal moment of the weekend? And that is because P1 is Valtteri's quote, "Good weather for a duck."
I loved that quote so much.
And his delivery was so different than mine, because he went, "Good weather for," and then this dramatic pause, "a duck." And it was like, he was driving around in that F1 car, like almost losing it, and just felt like, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to do some good delivery of my like silly joke here over the radio. He had a great weekend, it seems.
Valtteri is a cyclist, an F1 driver, and a comedian all in one. Thank you for listening to this incredible highlight from episode 22 of Gridwalk. Don't forget to like and subscribe for more videos. And you made it this far in this video, so why don't you just go watch the full thing? You can click right here for the full thing. Right, it's so easy. Click, 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 click right here.